Ladies and gentlemen, when life gets hard, when the winds of adversity blow strong and cold against your soul, you must remember this one unshakable truth. You were not made to break, you were made to rise. Inside you is a power greater than any problem, a divine spark that no storm can extinguish. You may feel weary, burdened, even close to giving up, but hear this, you are not alone. There is a presence walking with you, a strength beyond your own, a light that shines even in your darkest hour. And that light lives within you. Now is not the time to shrink back. It is the time to stand tall, to reach deep into your faith, and to declare with boldness, I will not be defeated. I will not be discouraged. I will not give in. For the power of God flows through every fiber of your being, and with that power you can overcome anything. There will be moments in life when everything around you seems uncertain, when the road ahead is foggy, the burden feels heavy, and fear whispers in your ear that you're not going to make it. But in those very moments, you must choose faith over fear. Fear is a thief. It steals your peace, your strength, and your vision. It tells you that the worst is coming, but faith speaks with calm assurance. Faith reminds you that no matter how rough the sea becomes, God is still the master of the waves. When you choose faith, you are making the decision to trust in a power far greater than yourself, a power that never fails, never sleeps, and never leaves your side. You may not understand what is happening around you. The job didn't come through, the report came back bad. The people you counted on let you down, but that's when you lift your eyes from the circumstances and look toward heaven. That's when you say, I don't know what the future holds, but I know who holds my future. That is faith. Not blind optimism, not empty hope, but a rooted, anchored trust that God is in control even when life seems out of control. Faith says, even if I can't see the whole staircase, I will take the next step. And as you do, grace meets you. Strength finds you. Peace fills you. Fear will always try to make itself louder. It will come in the night with thoughts of worry, panic, and what-ifs. But when fear knocks, let faith answer. Speak words of life. Speak scripture. Speak truth. Say to yourself, I am not afraid. I am not abandoned. I am not forgotten. God is working behind the scenes, and I believe good is coming out of this. Replace worry with prayer. Don't just think about what's wrong. Talk to the one who makes all things right. Tell God your fears, your doubts, your burdens, and then release them. Leave them in His hands. And as you do, something amazing begins to happen. Your heart grows lighter, your spirit grows stronger, and your mind grows calmer. Faith doesn't always remove the storm, but it gives you peace in the middle of it. It gives you the courage to keep moving forward even when you don't feel like it. It gives you the confidence to smile even when things are hard, because deep down you know, this too shall pass. You are not at the mercy of fate or fear. You are under divine care, under divine guidance. Trust in that care. Trust in that timing. Trust in that plan. So today, refuse to let fear take the driver's seat of your life. Choose faith. Speak faith. Walk in faith, and as you do, watch how mountains begin to move, how doors begin to open, how peace begins to flood your heart. The path may be unclear, but the promise is certain. God is with you, and He will not fail you. Your mind is the most powerful instrument you have been given. It can be a tool for building greatness or a weapon that tears down your own hope. In tough times, the battle isn't just around you, it's within you. That's why you must train your mind to think positively, to believe deeply, and to expect the best even when things look their worst. Positive thinking isn't about denying reality. It's about choosing a mindset that aligns with faith, resilience, and possibility. It's about looking at the storm and saying, "This may be hard, but I will get through it. I will grow stronger because of it." When your thoughts are full of fear, worry, and doubt, you drain your strength and cloud your vision. But when you fill your mind with truth, with gratitude, with affirmations of hope and belief, everything begins to shift. Start your day by declaring something good. Say to yourself today, "I choose joy, I choose strength, I choose faith over fear." Speak it until your heart believes it. You may not feel strong, but you are stronger than you think. You may not see the breakthrough yet, but it is on its way. Positive thinking puts your heart in alignment with the goodness of God, and when that alignment happens, miracles begin to unfold. You can't control everything around you, but you can control what you dwell on. You can focus on the setback or focus on the comeback. You can talk about how big your problem is, or you can speak about how big your God is. Positive thinking is not wishful thinking. It is disciplined thinking. It is deciding every single day that your mind will be a place of peace, not panic. It is training yourself to see the opportunity inside the adversity, to see the lesson inside the trial, and to see the hand of God working all things together for good. No matter what is happening in your life, there is always something to be thankful for. Gratitude is the foundation of positive thinking. When you begin to count your blessings instead of your burdens, something shifts inside you. You remember that you have made it through hard days before. You remember that you are not walking alone. You remember that what is happening to you is not the end of your story. So today, take charge of your thoughts. Guard your mind like you would guard a precious treasure, because that's what it is. Every positive thought is a seed. Plant it and it will grow. Plant hope, plant faith, plant perseverance, and in time you will see a harvest of strength, peace, and breakthrough. Believe in victory, expect the best, speak life over your situation, because what you believe in your heart and speak with your mouth will shape your reality. You were made to overcome, and it all starts with the power of your thoughts. When everything feels like it's falling apart, when your energy is drained and motivation is slipping away, one of the greatest sources of strength you can turn to is your purpose. Your purpose is the reason you began. It's the fire that once burned bright in your heart, the dream that stirred your soul, the calling that pulled you forward even when you didn't know how you'd make it. In the hard times, that purpose doesn't disappear, it becomes more important than ever. You must reach deep into your spirit and remember why you started. What was the vision? What was the goal? Who were you doing this for? When life presses you, your purpose must rise to meet it. Tough times test everything. They test your patience, your endurance, your belief, but they also do something else. They strip away the noise and distraction. They clarify what truly matters. When things are easy, it's tempting to drift, to get caught up in things that don't last. But hardship wakes us up. It reminds us of what's essential. It's in the furnace of challenge that we remember what we truly care about and who we truly are. You weren't born just to exist. You were born to fulfill a mission, a divine assignment that no one else can complete. And that mission becomes your compass in the storm. When you feel like giving up, go back to the beginning. Think about the moment when you knew you were meant for something more. Think about the people who are counting on you, the ones who look up to you, who believe in you, who need your strength. Let your purpose give you fresh fire. Say to yourself, "This is why I must keep going. This is why I must rise again." Your purpose is not something you chase. It's something you live from. It is the fuel for your faith, the reason behind every step you take. And never forget, purpose doesn't disappear just because the path gets difficult. In fact, purpose grows in difficulty. It expands in adversity. It deepens when tested. You may feel like you're in a valley right now, but valleys don't cancel calling. They prepare you for the mountaintop. They shape your character. They teach you perseverance. They remind you that what you're doing isn't just about you. It's about the lives you will impact, the legacy you will leave, the example you will set. So hold on to your purpose, write it down, speak it aloud, pray over it. Let it guide your thoughts, your choices, your actions. You were made for this moment. You were created for a reason, and that reason still stands, even in the struggle. Especially in the struggle. Keep walking in your purpose. Keep building what you were born to build. The storm will pass, but your purpose will remain. And through it, you will rise stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. Every day presents a new opportunity to renew your strength, not just physically, but spiritually. In difficult times, what you feed your spirit determines how well you endure the storm. Just like your body needs nourishment to function, your soul needs daily renewal to stay resilient. You can't expect to walk through fire with yesterday's strength. You need fresh power, fresh peace, fresh perspective, and that comes through stillness, through prayer, and through connection with the one who never runs out of strength. When you begin your day by turning inward and upward, by spending quiet moments with God, you position yourself to rise above the chaos. Start your morning not with fear or worry, but with intention. Wake up and say, "This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it." Speak peace over your mind before the world tries to fill it with noise. Read scripture that lifts your heart and reminds you of who you are in Christ. Meditate on promises that restore your confidence. Whisper prayers of gratitude, even if your circumstances haven't changed yet. It's not about fixing everything in one moment. It's about aligning your spirit with hope. When you create space to be still, you make room for clarity, strength, and divine guidance to flow in. The world will try to pull you in 100 directions. The pressure to solve everything at once, to stay strong for everyone else, to pretend like you're okay when inside you're breaking. That pressure is real. But God doesn't ask you to carry it all alone. He invites you to come to Him. He says, "Cast your cares upon me, for I care for you." That's not just a comforting phrase. That's a divine strategy. When you release your burdens to Him each morning, when you surrender your anxieties in prayer, you lighten your load and clear your vision. You gain the ability to face the day, not from a place of panic, but from a place of peace. You may not control what happens today. You may not have all the answers. But when you begin the day connected to your source, you carry with you a calm strength that defies the stress around you. That's spiritual renewal. It doesn't shout, it doesn't rush. It moves through you quietly, deeply, powerfully. It gives you eyes to see beyond your current trouble. It reminds you that even if you feel weak, you are not alone. You are never without help, never without hope. So make it a practice. Set aside a few minutes every morning just for you and God. Let His presence refuel your soul. Let His word be the light that guides you through the darkness. In the quiet, you'll find your fire again. In the stillness, you'll hear the whisper of reassurance. You are enough. You are chosen. You are equipped for this. And from that place of renewal, you'll walk through the day with power, with peace, and with unshakable motivation. In every season of hardship, your mind holds a powerful key, the ability to visualize. When the present is painful, when everything around you feels uncertain, you must train your heart to see beyond what is and begin to picture what can be. Close your eyes and imagine it. See yourself rising above the struggle. See yourself stronger, wiser, more fulfilled. Imagine the weight lifting, the breakthrough coming, the door opening. This is not pretending that the struggle isn't real. It's choosing to believe that the struggle won't have the final word. When you begin to visualize success, you activate something inside of you that's greater than circumstances, the deep inner belief that you will overcome. The mind is a canvas. What you paint on it shapes your reality. If you constantly replay images of defeat, failure, and fear, you will move through life heavy and hesitant. But if you fill your imagination with victory, strength, and peace, you begin to walk differently. You stand taller, you speak with more conviction because your spirit has seen what your eyes haven't yet, and that vision pulls you forward. You become motivated not only by what you want to avoid, but by what you long to create. That's the power of vision. It is the anchor in chaos, the light in darkness, the fuel in dry seasons. Think about the outcome you desire, not just vaguely, but clearly. Picture the details. What does your life look like when the storm is over? What kind of person have you become? Who is around you? What are you doing that fills your soul? See it, feel it, speak it. Every time you do, you breathe life into the future. You remind yourself that the current pain is not permanent, that you are not stuck, but simply in a season of becoming. Visualizing success trains your mind to focus on possibility instead of limitation. It's not about fantasy, it's about faith. Faith gives substance to things hoped for. When you begin to see yourself thriving, you make room for God's power to work through you. You begin to expect good things, and that expectation becomes a magnet for change. Your energy shifts. Your choices shift. Your actions become more aligned with the outcome you desire. And suddenly, what once felt far away begins to feel within reach. Take a few minutes every day to close your eyes and see your victory. Before the world tells you who you're not, remind yourself who you are. You are capable, you are resilient, you are guided, you are destined for more. Let that vision burn in your heart. Let it shine brighter than the pain of the moment. Let it lift your spirit every time you feel like quitting. Because when the vision is clear, the motivation grows stronger. And when the motivation grows stronger, nothing can stop you. Not fear, not doubt, not failure. You will overcome. You will rise. You will succeed. You've already seen it. Now it's time to walk it out. When you're walking through a season of difficulty, the voices you allow around you can either lift you up or pull you down. In moments of doubt, discouragement, or emotional exhaustion, you need to be surrounded by people who speak life, not fear, people who remind you of your strength when you forget it, people who reflect faith, hope, and courage. The company you keep matters more in hard times than it does in easy times, because when your heart is vulnerable, the words and attitudes of others seep in deeply. That's why you must intentionally surround yourself with upliftment, voices that point you toward light, not darkness. Find the people who carry a spirit of encouragement. They may not have all the answers, but they carry peace. They don't fuel panic. They speak calm into the chaos. They remind you of who you are when your own voice becomes quiet. Their presence uplifts you, their prayers strengthen you, and their faith inspires your own. Whether it's a mentor, a friend, a pastor, or even a book that speaks to your soul, make space for those voices in your life daily. Let them help you carry the weight. Let them hold up your arms when you're too tired to keep them raised. And just as you need those uplifting voices, you must also guard your mind against those that drag you down. Not everyone deserves access to your spirit during your most fragile moments. Some people are consumed by fear, negativity, and hopelessness, and while they may not mean harm, their energy can drain you. If someone constantly reminds you of what could go wrong, of what hasn't worked, or why you should be afraid, it's okay to step back. You're not being rude. You're protecting your peace. You need strength, not stress. Clarity, not confusion. Faith, not fear. Be mindful of what you listen to, what you watch, and what you read. Fill your ears with messages of faith and motivation. Play music that lifts your spirit. Watch videos that ignite your purpose. Read books that stir your soul toward action and belief. The more you expose yourself to hope-filled content, the more your mind and heart are renewed. The stronger you become on the inside, the less control external circumstances have over your motivation. And don't forget, you also have the power to be that uplifting voice for someone else. Sometimes your own strength returns when you use it to help another. Speak encouragement. Offer a listening ear. Remind someone that better days are ahead. As you give, you also receive. The circle of upliftment becomes stronger when we share it with others. So choose your circle carefully. Build an atmosphere around you that reflects the kind of life you want to live. Stay close to faith-filled people. Connect with spiritual mentors. Surround yourself with light, and you'll never walk in darkness for long. The storm may rage outside, but inside you will stand firm and encouraged, supported, and fully motivated to keep pressing forward. When the weight of life feels heavy and progress seems slow, it's easy to feel stuck, to believe that if you can't make a giant leap forward, it's not worth trying at all. But the truth is, you don't need to move mountains in a day. You simply need to take a step, a small, steady, faith-filled step, because even the smallest action, when rooted in faith, can create powerful momentum. It doesn't matter how big the step is. What matters is that you keep moving forward. One step today, another tomorrow. That's how progress is made. That's how strength is built. That's how you get through even the toughest seasons of your life. Faith is not just a feeling. It is action. It's not waiting until you feel ready or until everything makes sense. It's doing the next right thing, even when you feel uncertain. Faith means showing up when you don't have all the answers. It means trying again when you've failed before. It means making the call, sending the message, getting out of bed, going for the walk, writing the page, praying the prayer. Each of these small acts may seem insignificant in the moment, but they are seeds. Seeds of healing, of breakthrough, of new beginnings. When you move in faith, something powerful happens. Heaven responds. God sees your effort, even when no one else does. You are not alone in your struggle, and you're not working in your own strength. Divine help shows up when you step out. The moment you choose action over fear, movement over stillness, trust over doubt, you invite God into your journey in a deeper way, and He meets you right there, in the ordinary, simple steps. There may be days when the step you take is just getting through the day without giving up. That counts. There may be days when your action is simply choosing to believe that better is coming, even if nothing around you has changed yet. That counts too. Don't discount the small things. It's the small things done consistently in faith that lead to big change. Just like drops of water fill a mighty ocean, your daily efforts, your consistent, faith-driven choices build a life of purpose, resilience, and victory. Motivation doesn't always come first. Often, it's action that sparks motivation. When you move, even when you don't feel like it, energy starts to build. Confidence begins to rise. Clarity starts to return. What once felt impossible starts to feel within reach. The fog begins to lift, not because the whole journey is visible, but because the next step is lit. And that's all you need right now, so don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you feel strong. Take that small step today. Do it with faith. Do it knowing that you're not walking alone. Every step matters. Every act of faith counts. Keep going. Keep trusting. Keep moving. The road ahead will open, one small, faithful step at a time. When you find yourself in a tough season, it's easy to forget how far you've already come. The weight of current challenges can cloud your memory, making it feel like you've always struggled, always been stuck, always been uncertain. But that's not the truth. You've faced hard times before. You've walked through dark valleys. You've felt pain, confusion, fear, and yet you made it through. You're still standing, and that alone is proof that you have more strength, more courage, more resilience than you sometimes remember. In those moments when your motivation feels weak, look back, not to dwell in the past, but to draw strength from it. Your past victories are not just memories, they're fuel. Every time you overcame something, every time you kept going when you felt like quitting, every time you trusted God and saw Him work on your behalf, that wasn't by accident, that was preparation, that was evidence. What God did for you then, He can do again, only greater, only deeper, only more powerful. You didn't survive those old battles just to be overwhelmed now. Those victories were given to you so you could remember who you are and what you're capable of when life gets hard again. Take a moment and remember a time when you thought you wouldn't make it, but you did. A time when the door was closed, but somehow another one opened. A moment when your heart was broken, but healing came anyway. Let that remind you this current challenge is not the end. It's another chapter, another place where God is going to show up and show you that He's still writing your story, that He hasn't forgotten you, that His power hasn't changed. Sometimes we get spiritual amnesia. We forget the goodness that has already unfolded in our lives. We forget the strength we've already discovered inside ourselves. But when you take time to reflect on what you've already conquered, your faith starts to grow again. Your hope returns, your determination strengthens, because you begin to realize, if I've done it before, I can do it again. If God helped me then, He'll help me now. Your past victories are a testimony. They are a reminder that no matter how impossible things seem in this moment, breakthrough is always possible. Don't minimize the battles you've already fought and won. They weren't small, they were sacred. They shaped you. They revealed the warrior within you. They proved that you're not someone who backs down. You are someone who rises. So the next time doubt creeps in, silence it with memory. The next time fear tells you this is too big, remind it of all the things you've already defeated. Let your past victories speak louder than your current fears. Let them be the fuel that keeps you motivated, keeps you moving, and keeps you believing, because the God who brought you through before will do it again. And this time, the victory will be even greater. The words you speak carry incredible power. In difficult times, your mouth becomes either a weapon for defeat or a tool for breakthrough. What you say shapes how you feel, how you think, and how you move. Words are not just sound. They are spiritual forces. When you speak negativity, you give your fears permission to grow. But when you speak life, when you speak faith, when you speak power into your situation, you activate hope, strength, and courage. You must learn to declare over yourself what God says about you, not what your circumstances suggest. Because your situation may look dark, but your spirit has light, and that light is ignited through your word. Say it even if you don't feel it yet. Say, I am strong in the Lord. Say, this too shall pass. Say, I am more than a conqueror. These are not just feel-good slogans. They are declarations of truth. They are reminders of who you are and whose you are. They shift the atmosphere around you and the emotions within you. Every time you open your mouth with bold, faith-filled words, you are sowing seeds into your future. You're not speaking based on what you see. You're speaking based on what you believe, and belief is the soil where miracles grow. Too often, we let our feelings dictate our language. We say things like, I can't do this, I'm too tired, and nothing is changing. But those words don't lift you, they sink you. They reinforce the struggle and drain your spirit. You must become intentional with your language. Guard your speech the same way you'd guard your thoughts. Because words spoken out loud create momentum, they can either drive you deeper into despair or lift you higher into faith. Speak as if the breakthrough is already happening. Speak as if strength is already flowing. Speak as if healing, provision, restoration, and peace are already on their way. Because in the spiritual realm they are. Start every day with a verbal declaration. Look in the mirror and say, I am chosen, I am equipped, I am an overcomer, I will not be defeated by this situation. God is working on my behalf, doors are opening, strength is returning, I am walking in purpose, power, and peace. The more you speak it, the more your mind believes it. And the more your mind believes it, the more your actions align with it. Don't wait for someone else to encourage you. Be your own voice of motivation. Speak over your own life with the authority of someone who knows who they are. You are not weak. You are not helpless. You are not forgotten. You are empowered, supported, and surrounded by divine grace. And every time you speak words of truth, you are planting a future filled with hope. Keep planting. Keep declaring. Keep speaking power into your life. Because your words will become your reality. Speak it until you see it. Declare it until you walk in it. That's how transformation begins. Tough times have a way of making us feel like they will never end. When you're deep in the struggle, the pain feels permanent, the darkness feels endless, and the weight feels like it will crush you. But no storm lasts forever. No matter how hard the wind blows or how fierce the rain falls, it always passes. That is the promise of life. It moves forward. The night may be long, but the morning always comes. And just like the sun breaks through the clouds, your breakthrough is on its way, even if you can't see it yet. You were not made to stay in the storm. You were made to outlast it. You must remind yourself in the middle of the trial that this is not the end of your story. This is a chapter. It's a moment, not your whole life. The pain you feel is real, but it is not permanent. The hardship you face is difficult, but it is not final. The discomfort is temporary, but the growth you gain from it will stay with you forever. You are being shaped. You are being strengthened. You are being prepared for what's next, and what's coming is greater than what you've been through. There's something powerful about holding on when everything in you wants to let go. That's not weakness, that's strength. That's the soul rising up with quiet confidence and saying, I will not give up here. You may bend, but you will not break. You may cry, but you will not quit, because deep down something in you knows this is passing. This is changing. This is not forever. Even when you don't feel it, things are shifting. Healing is happening. Doors are opening. Answers are being prepared. Every storm runs out of rain, and when the clouds clear, you'll look back and realize that you didn't just survive, you grew. You didn't just make it through. You became stronger, more grounded, and more aware of your inner power. The pressure you're under today is building the strength you'll walk in tomorrow. So don't let the pain of the moment make you forget the promise of your future. Brighter days are not just possible, they are on the way. Right now, even as you face uncertainty, goodness is being arranged behind the scenes. Right now, even as you wrestle with doubt, purpose is rising within you. You are not stuck. You are not defeated. You are in motion, moving through, moving forward, moving up. Hold on to that truth. Speak it over yourself daily. Remind your heart that storms don't last forever, but strong souls do. And you, my friend, are stronger than you know. You are built for this. You are chosen for this moment. And when the clouds part and the light shines again, you will step into a season of blessing, renewal, and victory. Keep walking. The storm is ending, and your breakthrough is already on the way. So go forward, not in fear, but in faith, believing with all your heart that with God's power within you, there is no obstacle you cannot overcome, and no dream you cannot reach.